Oh, hey everyone. This is Dean for Paranormal Pickers. Just getting ready for our next Paranormal Picker adventure. Come on, join
We're
me.
live, ladies and
Hey,
gentlemen.
Nick.
Hey, how's it going, Dean? Coming to you from the basement dwellers over here. We got paranormal pickers back in action. Hey, what's going on with the strobe situation there?
I think we're going to summons a surprise guest later in the show.
Ooh,
So I have to get my summons scene light out
summon scrying
and my magic
strobe.
clock. I got my magic clock.
Hey, hold that up again. Where'd you find that thing? Oop,
Oh, I can't play it yet.
right.
It'll summons the spirit.
They may come early.
Holy crap. So speaking of summon scene,
Hmm.
um, not sure what's been going on, but I've been seeing triple fours a lot, or a series of fours. So not
Yeah.
sure what that is all about. But last night I heard a noise in my house, which I wasn't familiar with. And then not too long after, as I went to investigate, I heard a whistle, like like
Like
that,
somebody whistling a tune.
like. And then I heard it, and it was like right there in the house somewhere. I'm like, I thought it like maybe was white noise, and I was like, all right, so what's that all about? And then I think my brain pareidolia what song I thought it was. So that song's been playing in my head all last night and all today.
And what song do you think it was?
Gotta keep those love and good vibrations a happening with her. Gotta keep those love and good vibrations a happening with her. So that's been circling my head.
Good vibration.
Yeah.
What's
That's what I heard.
there was a shoot. That was like the first song they used. That little. It almost looked like somebody took the antenna off of a car and they were like just hitting it, and it was like the little wah 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 wah. Wah. You know the instrument. I don't even know if it's a fucking instrument, but they, they were the first time to use that. The Beach Boys did that in that song.
You know, Charles Manson was involved in that whole Beach Boy type of thing. I think he was trying to join the Beach Boys at one
You
time
know,
or something like
I
that.
do vaguely recall that he wrote some music or wrote some songs. Hey, Laura, how are you?
I
Good
know
to
she
see
got
you.
her picture. I told her, don't forget to click on the link.
Right, that's the first
So if
time
you
I've
wanna,
seen at Laura Redmond.
so if you want to be like Laura, click on that StreamYard link in the write up, and you'll show your name, show your colors, show your card, show your
Show your
name.
face. Show your face, spirit.
And then we go hide.
So going back to your seeing fours all the time on my end, it always number four to me is the number of support and stability. So it's about hunkering down, taking care of yourself and your life.
I thought I was stroking out.
Hey, listen, what you do in your own time is completely up to you.
Wrong stroke there, pal.
Right. I'd say, hey, listen, Nostradamus, we went over this once about what you're doing in the dark and what you
Yeah,
see.
exactly.
Right.
Nostradamus is the way, he wrote the book.
All right. Hey, it's there. I hope she didn't have to Google that because I'm never going to be able to pronounce what that is anyhow.
It's theremin.
It's whatever you want it to be.
Said
Gesundheit.
with confidence.
All right. Theremin. I think I took that once when I had allergies. Right. So what are we on here? What are we where are we at? We're season 2, episode 4. Yeah. That was a great episode. I want to give thanks to you for covering last week and having on Sarah B and Kathy. That was a great episode. Life is life, and it happens at time to time. And I am just glad you and I and everybody here has such a great network of folks that we can always rely on to have some extra folks.
I have to post this one because it says Dean's right.
Right, said with confidence. Right.
Who's your picker now?
It's Emperor Dean. Right.
Emperor Dean. Isn't that a butterfly emperor, or is that a penguin, or both?
I probably both. I know there is an emperor penguin.
Yeah.
You know what the difference is between the emperor penguin and the emperor butterfly?
The colors.
And the emperor the colors. The emperor butterfly can fly.
There you go. Yeah, penguin cannot. There you go. Look at you. Look at you being all sassy. So that's the guy right there.
That's the guy, the emperor. So as we go to the emperor, I should say we're 8 minutes in. Hello and welcome again to another exciting episode. We're season 2, episode 4. The Emperor's Tarot comes to town, and with me as always, the king to my queen, the Jack to my Diane, Mr. Dean Thompson to you. Dean, tell us a little bit about the Emperor, what you hold in your hand, and what what we can look forward to today in our discussion.
Little ditty.
Little ditty know.
About the Emperor. Just some of the books, some of the stuff out of the Robin Wood tarot cards.
Yeah.
He's a father figure, of course.
Okay.
Secure, successful, stable, authoritative, powerful leader, person with the qualities of reason and conviction is basically the positive meaning behind the card.
And hold that card back up there again. Okay. I see yourself in one hand, he's holding a scepter.
Yep. I'm trying to grow an emperor's beard here.
Hey, it's getting back into the season for Christmas. You grow the emperor's beard. You can also double as Santa Claus for the moose.
Oh, you're funny there. Santa the moose. I got yours to go. I'm still Chris Kringle, you young man.
Yeah, Chris Kringle and the moose. I love it.
I'm just an elf.
Hey, Ned.
A lonely old elf.
I hear that.
So speaking of, so did you have anything to add to the Emperor?
Well,
or is that coming later?
No, I'll add in just a little bit over the top of what you said. I mean, to paraphrase, like you said, he's a stoic ruler. He's on his throne. He's basically representing vast experience and power, authority, like you had mentioned. So we'll get a little bit into it as we go along, and I'll tie the Emperor in as we hit our topics and our subjects. Before we get too deep into it, though, I haven't talked to you I saw you face to face at the lab finally last Tuesday of the month, but haven't really talked much since then. What's new? What's good?
Well, I'm going to be traveling down to Missouri. I lost an aunt a couple days ago.
That.
Yeah, my dad's running out of brothers and sisters. So out of a family of 10, I want to say, I have one uncle left on my dad's side. So we just lost aunt. So I'm going to go down there and visit with family and see my brother's grave too as well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take a trip Friday, Saturday.
And where'd you say this was now?
Missouri.
Misery. Yeah.
Yep. Where
Which
it's
part?
100 and something degrees. St. Louis area.
Okay. That's a nice area though. Easy ride to get to. What are you, about 5-hour drive for you?
Yeah, she's a little bit further down where I need to go for the for my brother's grave.
Yeah.
But it'll be an interesting ride. But other than that, just working. Oh, well, part of it's going to be what I did last night is going to be part of the show. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So an old paranormal friend of ours.
Who'd you see? Or are we gonna wait and release that later?
No, I could share it.
Let's share it. Who'd you see?
Let me share the screen here.
Okay.
Remember these guys?
Yes, the paranormal cops.
So there's Nick, me,
My
paranormal
goodness.
cops, Ron.
Look how young we look.
I can't think of this guy's name offhand. I apologize, buddy.
Right. Well, he didn't leave as much of an impression on the show, but he was always a great character on the show. Anyhow, yeah, I recall those guys. That was back from.
So that's a teaser. So this was the whole gang here. So me, with the rest of the paranormal cops.
Where'd you meet those guys at? Where's that photo?
This was at the Casa Madrid.
Okay.
Casa Madrid. The first one was at the Stratford Inn. So we're going to tie in those two locations in tonight's show because of this gentleman in the middle. His name is Austin Edwards. He's a paranormal cop. Back then, he doesn't hunt ghosts anymore because I talked to him yesterday live at the Moose. He was there performing.
No kidding.
He was there performing for National Night Out. Austin Powers actually was, if you watch America's Got Talent, Austin Edwards and his partner were was runner-up to win the whole entire thing.
Really? And that was the same guy from the cops, the paranormal cops. Okay.
Paranormal cops. So yeah, he came up to the Moose National Night Out. The Moose let them use the pavilion and stuff. So I went up there and talked to the chap. And
he's a Chad.
I asked him if he was still ghost hunting. He's like, I don't have time, dude. But there was stuff going on there, so he played live and got to.
Now, when you say played, what do they play?
He rocks out with the acoustic. He played Johnny Cash, Chris Stapleton.
That's fantastic.
And then he finished it up with his version of a John Denver classic, Country Road, I believe.
Yeah. Take me home, country road. Yeah.
Well, he has a story about that, and I'll save that for when you see him live. It kind of chokes you up. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, here I'm gonna share my screen because I found a little bit of something that folks can take a look at. While you were talking, I pulled him up. Now his last name actually is Weinstock, but he does, as you mentioned, go by Austin Edwards now. Not sure what the real difference is, but yeah, if anybody's interested,
it's a show name, stage name.
It's a stage name. There you go.
No, he rocked out, man. He rocked out last night. Yeah, he loses his throat because he's just got this powerful voice, and you just kind of go at it. So that was me last night at the show. So kind of blurry selfie.
He's awesome, says Laura. Yeah, that's he was at the Harvard Moose.
He was at the Harvard Moose for a National Night Out. National Night Out had events all over the country. I know there was a few one in Aurora, one somewhere else, but yeah, we had a nice turnout. Would have liked to see more people by the stage, but there were so many different events going on there. It's not because of him. It's just the fact that there was all these other things going on. Sure. But the people that I talked to told me, oh, yeah, he's good. They peeked around the corner when they could and watched him, and, they were tapping their foot and pretty good. And I know Harvard's probably going to try to get them out for another event here. We do other events over here at the Milky Way Park. So, yeah, so it was good to see Austin. So I do have, we met him at the Stratford Inn. So I'm going to talk about that later. do you have anything to add to?
Yeah, I do. So, it was Ron Fabiani is the gentleman that you first showed, and the other guy was Detective Tom Froelich.
Tom Froelich, that's right.
Yeah, so I wanted to give him the proper credit.
Yeah.
That
And there's another guy there too.
Pete was the other guy.
Pete. So that was funny because when at the Casa Madrid, I followed along with him. Now this is a public event that they put on there, and you got like 100 people. I don't know how many people there, and they served us pizza, awesome pizza by the way. And Willie was there with us, or with me. It was actually my birthday when we went out there, and we're doing investigation. And I'm like, how are we gonna? So they broke up the group. I'm like, there's like 50 people in the group. I'm like, how in the hell can you redo an investigation with like 50 people? How are you gonna get these people not to say anything?
Right.
Unless you're a fucking cop.
I suppose that's true.
Oh my God. It was like amazing. So I wonder if I can play this video or something. I don't know. But some scenes from the Casa Madrid. Maybe we can spot a
ghost or two, or a spirit.
Austin Edwards. No, I reviewed the evidence and there's no ghosts in there.
Well, for those that aren't familiar, the Casa Madrid is or was one of Chicago's most legendary mob-owned restaurants, and it's in Melrose Park. It was a gambling hall and a speakeasy to the mob at some point in time, and looks like some of the most famous things on September 23rd of '61. The gentleman that used to own it was arrested, and the safes were seized, and then after it closed down, looks like they opened it back up as a restaurant at some point in time, but a little bit of history to it there. It's got do you have pictures of the outside, or do you mind if I show one or two?
No, go ahead.
Let me pull up my screen here. Can you tell me if this matches the description or what you were looking at before? But this is what I'm seeing as far as the online of the Casa Madrid. Looks similar.
Yep.
And then this gentleman here was the gentleman I was talking about.
All right. So let me see if I could share this video. Who knows if you can hear it? Who knows? Gotta love this stuff, right?
Yeah, well,
let's see. Can you hear it? Laura, can you hear it?
I can't hear anything, to be honest, but I can see it.
You can't hear it?
I cannot, as in negative on sound, but I can see it.
Dun, 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 dun. Probably because it's
turned down.
Let me see if I can't switch it over to my speakers. Can you hear it?
Absolutely.
All right. So this is Case of Madrid. So you can see all the people here.
Isn't this where exactly where I brought you? Exactly.
We don't pay attention to spikes. We pay attention to what appears to be intelligent interaction. Right. So if we get intelligent interaction, we carry on a conversation or what seems to be a conversation. Again, we will ask things like, how many fingers am I holding up? How many people are in this room? And how many have glasses on? When we get specific responses from specific questions, take notice of it. But just random spikes and random blinks don't really mean a whole lot to us. Like Willie said, there's all these pipes up here. Upstairs where the tire and rim shop is, retail business.
In action, man.
Right, has he got his trademark cigar with him too there?
Oh, yeah. Now, actually, Ron and Austin played together too, and I think their band name was Broken Hit. Laura probably knows.
So get spikes.
Hey, Willie, Willie's watching. Remember this night? That was awesome. It was cool. That pizza, man. I remember the pizza was so damn good.
Open Key, says Laura, as the name.
Open Keys. Thank you.
There's also a theory too.
Yeah, Austin, I think is going to talk now. So
Crazy. Like, you move them around the room or whatever, you can find. Here, let's
from Ghost Hunter to stage performer here.
Well, from cop to ghost hunter to stage performer.
Well, he's still a cop.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just not ghost hunting.
moving around. You got a pretty good accurate depiction of this thing's going crazy all the time, right? I start moving this way, and then it stops. It starts up again. Up and away. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So what we did is when we first initially came in here, we kind of took base readings.
So that's kind of the gist of it. So this is just the footage that I have. So we got into the room, the giant room where they're like, all right, everyone shut up. Well, who, like I said, let me switch over to back to my.
If I recall, too, watching the show or from seeing it every now and again, they ran their investigations very similar to, like a cop would, taping off rooms and stuff and making sure. I think I recall them putting a little tape on the doors to make sure nobody breaks the seal of the door.
Oh yeah, and then they had they made their own IR light. They used like red film to put over bigger lights and stuff like that. So, all right, I'm gonna have to bring up my file here. On my phone, that's how I play my audio, because there was one clip there that I caught when everyone was quiet. And I guess there's a ghost of a kid that was supposed to be there, and there's a family that lives upstairs. The whole place was quiet. As I'm recording, I got a kid's voice, which I didn't hear at the time, and no one else heard it. I'm going to see if I can't play this. Let me switch back over here.
I can hear it.
But did you?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Did you hear the little kid's voice?
Barely. Not. I mean, it's probably something we want to splice in after the fact on there.
Let me see if I can get it over here. Oh yeah, splice in.
While you're pulling that up, I was able to refer back to. Oh, go ahead.
Is it playing?
Yeah.
Oh, you can hear it?
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Yeah. Can't tell what he's saying, but I can certainly hear.
It says Daddy.
Daddy. Yeah.
So that was the only piece of evidence. I mean, obviously it was a packed room, but when they were quiet and then I got a little kid's voice that says Daddy, that's... It's pretty cool.
good. The our good friends, and I'm going to do a plug for our buddies here. Our good friends over at the Ghost Research Society have some evidence that they've collected from Casa Madrid.
Dale Kaczmarek's?
Dale Kaczmarek's group. Dale, it looks like team members present at this investigation were Kathy Para. What a great name for a ghost investigator, Kathy Para. Marge. I'm going to butcher Marge's last name, so I won't even try. Stan, Suho, Dale himself.
It's Suka, Marge Suka.
Oh, is it Suka? Okay. I would have butchered it. Thank you for the help. And then Dale was there, and then a little help from Len Dorman. I would have butchered it. Why am I getting the loop?
Sorry.
Oh no, that was weird. I was like, wait, why am I hearing myself? So yeah, and then Len Dorman was there. A couple of things, again, like just giving them credit for this, and you can find this on their ghostresearch.org website. So I will plug that. They did a couple EVP sessions. Looks like they found something in the Rim Room. In the Rim Room, they asked, "Are there too many of us?" And the Ghost Radar responded with, "Certainly." And then, certainly.
Okay.
A wise guy. It was perfect. So there was a lot of wise guys from the mob there. Same room, the Rim Room, if you are familiar with the Rim Room from when you were there. They asked, "What is your name?" And the obelisk responded with Eddie. Maybe Eddie was the name of the kid that you found. Or maybe instead of Daddy, it's saying Eddie.
No, you can hear it. I can hear
I
it.
know. I was just dropping that. A couple of other EVPs, again, that they have on there. You can go back and listen to them for yourself. But they did a little bit of investigating in the boiler room, the Rim Room, and got, let's see, from the count here, 1, 2, 3, about 10 different EVPs that they captured. But in conclusion on their end, they said since it was an event rather than an actual investigation, a lot of the time there, they didn't have a lot of time.
Same thing.
Yeah. What do you know? What date yours was on? Was it
October? It was on my birthday. I don't know what year.
Okay.
20.
Theirs was June 30th.
2011.
Yeah.
2012, something like that. Same time. Because I think 2011 is when that picture was taken. I want to say. At the Stratford Inn. So kind of cool, Austin again, Austin Weinstock.
Yeah, let's plug him.
Oh yeah, he jammed out, man. It was cool. If you ever get a chance, check him out live. Laura was supposed to come up, but she's sick at home. She didn't take her Flintstone vitamins.
Better than being sick out of home. I mean,
I would rather be sick out of home. I don't want to be sick at home.
Well, I'm going to be sick. I like being at home. It's certainly me, though. I'm sick all the time.
So moving forward, we do have, we are dedicating a lot of these shows to our friend Charlie.
Yes, Charlie Kinstrom, our master of
who gave me the tarot
himself.
cards, and he was at the Stratford Inn, which when we met the cops. So I do have footage from Stratford Inn that I can play, unless you had anything to add regarding Austin Edwards.
Just another shameless plug for the gentleman. Next time he does come around to town and he's, you guys book him back in Harvard, let's drop it here on the show and, see what we can do there.
Just do a live show with him jamming out.
That would be sweet.
So I'm going to see if I can't share a quick slideshow that I did with, hopefully this works. I don't even know anymore. No, that's not on there. Why isn't it on there? It says share slide.
This one's one of my favorite places that I've been
I got
to.
an upload file, PowerPoint, upload file. Oh, well, look at that. I learn as I go. So get rid of that. Do that. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. But a lot of things going on at the Stratford Inn. I mean, it used to be a mansion, and we'll get into the story there. But before, this was June 2nd in 2011. I read my notes from that time, and I noted that the triple numbers were appearing for me on that day as I prepared for that hunt that night. So I mentioned triple digits then, back in 2011.
Did you say which digits back then?
It was probably 444-111. 444 was a lot. The joiner room ghosts of Earl, who, that could be some of the ghosts back here. The joiner room ghost of Earl, who is notorious for entertaining the ladies there. The admin building was... Oh, these are just my notes. The admin building was successful as I was able to obtain a copy of one of the people's owners there, Mary's death record. I called and I spoke with Charlie on that day. I noted that. Charlie and Mark at the Stratford Inn, and Mark and Dean upstairs in Mary's suite. When asked if she was anxious about us being there, the reply heard by both Mark and I was, mm-hmm. So we heard a disembodied voice.
The audible Mary saying she was happy that you were there.
We asked if she was anxious about us.
Oh, well.
And she says, mm-hmm.
Feel her anxiety from here.
There was Ouija board used there. And that's actually in Mary's room, in Mary's section of the house. That's where Charlie gave me the Robin Wood Tarot. So it was at this building I received the tarot cards. So I think it's apropos. Is that the word I'm looking for?
It's the one you're going to use.
That's the one I'm going to use. And I see our secret guest is waiting in the wings. So let's, Dick, you and I could just wave to her. Or him.
Them. Right. It's very presumptive of the pronouns, pal.
Yeah,
right. So
here's the slide. So this, go ahead.
I was going to say about this picture that you've got up here. I mean, it's hard to believe that. I think from what you mentioned, this was 10, 15 years ago, whatever the date was on there, maybe more. Mm-hmm. Doesn't look like this anymore at all. I mean, it's similar.
It was closed down for a while, and now it's like a beauty shop.
It's apartments. It's a beauty shop. They also sell, I want to say, furniture out of the bottom. For those listening, this is about a mile and a half away from my house too. So I've seen it transform from what we're looking at here. And the Stratford Inn used to have a restaurant down in the bottom of it too. That's where restaurant. Yep. And that's where we hosted. So carry on. Yes.
Yeah. So this was a presentation that we did back in the day, but this is the same area. So this was the mansion, the Elwood mansion here. Reuben Elwood owned it back in bought the property in 1882. You can read the words here.
Yeah.
I can read it for you.
Do you know that he bought it for a mere $28,000?
That's nice.
Yep. He bought it from the hotel was actually originally owned by a gentleman by the name of Carlos Latin, and it was used for sheltering stagecoaches when they were traveling through town. So the stagecoaches would stop, and then when Elwood bought it in the 1882, that's when he moved. He was the member of the House of Representatives, mayor, things of that nature.
And then in 1925, Sycamore sold the property to H.B. Fargo and making it the inn. Now, Mary Whitmore owned the property at the time, so she still wanted to live there. So what they had to do is they had a merry-go-round. See what I did? So they moved the property, they moved the mansion so it would face California Street. So they turned it around so it would face this way. And then it would be actually tucked back behind that original mansion.
So what you're saying is they built like an L shape around the mansion.
And then so the part of the mansion became her private suite. She rented the private suite.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. I like how you've got
here's
the
layout.
So in that picture you've got there too, I recall, Mary's room, you could still rent Mary's room when it was a hotel. You could, take
After
that out
she
as one of the rooms.
passed. When
Yeah.
she passed, then.
Yeah, it was a hotel, not a brothel. You know,
She was a spinster. She never married, so
she
who
was a
knows how many.
spinster. Suitors came to town, as it was called. Yeah.
She made lots of cookies.
Interesting that, it is interesting though that the same property is still there as far as some of the originals from.
Yeah, and there's the grand
mansion.
opening. So that's how it looked back in 1927.
60 rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's a heck of a place. When I was in high school, we used to have some friends that worked in the restaurant, the bar and restaurant that was down there. I don't know if you remember that because they used to steal booze all the time and bring it out to the back.
Kids stole booze?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. We stole booze.
Unheard
Well,
of.
I didn't. This is.
Oh, of course, yeah.
If
you
I
don't.
did, the statute of limitations has since passed. Okay, let's put it that way. But it was certainly a good time.
Yeah. So there's been receptions and everything. This is just telling the reports, some of the things that were in the newspaper. And it was the Chamber of Commerce for a while. Bits and pieces were different things.
It's been everything.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
It's a hell of a property, and it's been everything.
The restrooms were even moved to a lower level.
How do you just pick up and move a restroom? Like, hey, we're going to take this from the third floor and just.
Have you not seen porta potties?
Yeah.
So in 1972, this is where they started construction of, the Stratford Inn, open for business.
Yep.
1983, so that's when it became the Stratford Inn. So this is just progressing. Paranormal hauntings and ghosts.
Ooh, look out.
So there is a
go.
story about a porter that fell down the back stairs, John Maloney.
That reminds
Did
me
he
of.
fall or did he get pushed?
Right, hard to say. We should ask that Johnny Cash song, Porter. Hey, Porter.
Yeah, you
carry
sound
on.
so much like John.
I'm Johnny Bounced Check. I don't know about Johnny Cash.
Yeah, something like that. So that could be one of the spirits there. Now the basement was cool. There was like this big boiler down there. I feel that they were stuffed down there, and there was a stairway that was you could see where it was going up, but they covered it with another part of the building. And then, of course, in 1934, you got the death of Mary. So yeah, she owned the 2 rooms, the suites, and then when she died, they became suites, obviously. Until recently, when they tore the house down, and now it's a parking lot. So this just talks about Mary and how kind she was to their citizens. She was 66 years old. I do have her death certificate. Youngest daughter of Captain Henry Whitmore, prominent figure. He was part of the Civil War. I actually have a letter. I got a folder here that the Stratford Inn had of everything that was collected. So I actually have a copy of the written letter that Henry sent to his mom.
No kidding.
Talk about family matters and stuff.
Where'd you get this? Where'd you get this stuff?
Charlie.
Oh gosh, thanks, Charlie.
Sorry, Charlie, if I
Right. Posthumously coming back in to help us out on shows and investigations. I love it.
Right. Born here in 1867, so it kind of talks more about Mary herself. And then there was that Mr. Ross. He was so all he did, he drove out here from Franklin Park or Chicago, and he was a owner, a big to-do guy for greeting cards back in the day. So he had money.
Okay.
So him and his secretary came out here and had a nice little festive
Affair
dinner or
and
whatever.
a festival and
Well, you never know, but
right.
he was married, and they were driving back at a leisure pace, and this guy and his partner in crime thought they had money, and they pulled, stopped the car, and Mr. Ross said, "Oh, I always wanted to be kidnapped," or something like that. So the criminals didn't have that in mind, but they kidnapped him and let the girl go. And, eventually they got a ransom of $50,000 for the guy. You can read about the story, but it ended up where Mr. Ross killed his partner and not Mr. Ross, but the guy, does it say it?
The kidnapper?
The kidnapper killed his partner and Mr. Ross and left with the money. And but I thought it was brave of Mr. Ross to say, "Oh, I always wanted to be kidnapped," because it actually saved the secretary's life.
Yeah.
So that was I didn't want to get, it's no ties into the building here other than they ate here. The crime happened somewhere else, and they found their bodies out in a place in Wisconsin, almost to Duluth. Almost, I want to say. Wow. It was like way up there, Spooner, Wisconsin, maybe, I think, something like that. That's rings.
And he saved the secretary, is what you're saying.
I think by him saying, "Oh, I always wondering what it would be like to be kidnapped," or something like that.
Yeah.
And that kind of got them off of her, where they left her.
That's a real hallmark move from the guy.
Ha.
This
guy.
Right.
Using this wit up here.
Right. All Whitmore.
And that goes on. So Peter Anders, is that the guy? So then later, which was in 2006,
I remember this.
Yeah, the guy that ran his motorcycle into the back of the brick wall at high speed. So that could be one of the spirits there. And I know there's friends, and I apologize if disturbing to the people that are watching, because people knew him. Wasn't that long ago.
No, it really wasn't.
Family, yeah. So, but that's just a newspaper article about the gentleman that died, and that's them putting the wall back together where he crashed. And then this is inside the building when we were there. So you walk in, go upstairs, and then up to the stairs on the right is where Mary's suite was. And through this door here, I don't know if you can't see my cursor. So straight forward, there's a door or a stairway that you go up into the fireside room. And then upstairs would be her upper level. And they were separated. You couldn't get to either one by themselves.
Gosh,
so
that brings back some memories here.
Yeah, right. Here's the fireside room. Didn't you do a seance in here?
Yes, I did. Inside of this fireside room here.
I think you
did a seance in there. I did some palm readings in there too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What else did you do in there?
You don't want to know. I lit a fire.
I don't want to know, but maybe the audience wants to.
Right. Well, if they want to know, they can meet me in the fireside room, and we'll have a recap.
There you go. Yeah, hallway leading into the two doors. So it's room 211 and 213. I thought they weren't supposed to have 213s, but anyway.
That's floor 13.
Or elevator. Yeah, floor 13. Gotcha. Room 312. It's supposed to be haunted. The back stairs where the porter fell, John.
This was the basement. Yeah,
that thing is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you have to walk down this hallway and stuff, and with all these crawl spaces. I mean, if anything screamed haunted, it's this freaking. Tell you,
this gives you real Freddy Krueger vibes.
Well, no, the ghost walking around.
Oh yeah, they like to scream haunted too.
Yeah. So this is my ghost to guest ratio. By time of day.
That's great. How did you come up with a ghost to guest ratio?
Yeah. So if you got two guests at like 12:30. By the time 1 o'clock comes, the ghosts start coming out. So by the time 3 o'clock hits, you could be up to 3.5.
So the longer the time spent, the more guests that are there, the ghost to guest ratio
That's right,
increases.
Dave.
I
Yes,
like
thank
it.
you. Yeah. And there's the fireplace.
All right, I'm going to share one more photo in here too while you're
So let me remove
while we're
that.
on the same. While we are on the same subject, well, that wasn't the photo I was looking for, but that there is the inside color photos of the hallway. Great. If you like The Shining and those type of places, I love the wallpaper.
Mm-hmm.
And this was that back area that you were talking about where the construction was.
Yeah.
Where the gentleman ran back into it. I pulled those out of my archives of photos that we had there.
I see. So let me bring up a photo of Charlie himself.
Chuck, the man, the myth, the legend.
Got Vicky watching, Vicky Barber.
Hello, Vicky.
I think I posed the same and everything. I've got that stupid look on my face.
Right, so we got you, Chuck, Charlie, George, and Mark.
Yep, Mark, George, Charlie, and me.
Man, that photo is good. Is that the same place? Is that Stratford?
That's that's 211. I want to say that's the green room.
Is that an orb over top of you, in between you and Charlie?
There's always orbs above. There's always orbs between me and Charlie. Let's see here.
You were going to tell me another story about autism.
Oh, that's coming up, dude.
Okay, I just I was reading my notes and I thought, well, I don't know if that's
Stop reading your notes.
Okay. All right.
All right, so the next one is 2-3. Where's that one at? So I got a picture of Mary here. So many clicks just to get it over here. There you go.
Yeah. Starting to understand why she was a spinster.
Oh, dude.
What? That's no. I'm.
What are you like you're bullying? You're bullying her? What are you doing?
No, not at all. I'm not shaming her at all. I'm saying she was a lady of her time.
There's a special place in hell for you.
Move it on over. It seems like what year was this?
Does she look anxious though? Remember Mark and I asked if
She
was
does have
anxious?
some anxiety in those eyes.
You know what I mean? It's just like I could see that, and when I asked that question, and Mark and I both heard, pretty bizarre. So in the green room, we did get some evidence here. If it's heard, I'm going to put it on YouTube. But there's if it comes through, it's hard to. Kathy Bates, and it's K instead of a C. There, Laura. Just saying.
Well, maybe she means the other Kathy Bates. Okay.
Yeah, there's a Kathy Bates. I don't know.
Yeah, the one that starts with a C instead of a K.
Dang.
The other one's Katie Bates.
Katie Bates. Well, I do have it on my phone. Let me see if I can't bring it on the phone instead. Well, it worked on this here. Don't mind me.
No worries. Laura says she knows she did it wrong. But look, Laura, you came up out of nowhere with the thing from the Beach Boys earlier, so you get credit in my book for spelling Kathy Bates incorrectly.
And we're gonna do the phone. I gotta switch out of my ear here.
Could have sworn I heard a scream.
All right, so the voice is what we hear is "leave it alone," and then there was another noise, and then a voice after it. But we couldn't make out what the second voice was until I reversed it. And when I reversed it, it says, "Yes, sir." So we started thinking where the hierarchy of the spirit world, if you have more hierarchy, you could talk forward. If you don't, you just have to talk in reverse, I guess. Leave it alone.
I could certainly hear the alone part at the end of that.
So it says Grissom, but then when I reversed it, it said something else. Which I don't have in the reverse, apparently.
What did you feel it
Oh,
said?
here it is.
Oh.
Wait, what? That sounded demonic.
Yeah, that almost sounded like George, too.
Yes, sir. That's in reverse. That's why it sounds demonic.
Yes,
That's
sir.
that other. Yeah, that's that other part in reverse. Well, speaking of George, and this is so. Speaking of George, I could play a clip about George talking about the Ouija board.
Yeah, everybody
God,
likes to hear George talk about the Ouija board.
It's already 8:22.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Well, 8:24 actually.
All right, let's see here.
Time warp over there, 2 minutes behind. Well, Texas time, it's 8:24.
Yeah, I don't want to miss out on our guests here. Let's see how long this is.
Coordination is one of the no-nos of using the Ouija board. It's the idea. Coordination is one of the no-nos of using the Ouija board. It's the idea that if coordination of a countdown or a count up, either with the letters or the numbers, actually occurs, the story is that the same way that somebody is ordained into like the Catholic Church, this is the evil portions of the board, whatever evil things can communicate through the board. If you allow it to complete ordination, you become part of them. You become more of a vessel for them to go ahead and get through. I think that's where all the bad stuff comes from, is that people don't realize that ordination spirits can't spell. They can't spell very well. They'll like, have letters out of order, that sort of thing. But if something is intelligent enough to actually be counting an order, or as we've had previously, actually doing codes in a numerical order, that's something intelligent running the board. And something intelligent will usually imply that it's not a ghost. Ghosts have trouble speaking through the board. If something has that kind of a mastery of it, it's not a ghost. It's something else. Coordination is...
So back to that when he says that spirits can't. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you all right.
I know I don't have my phone on.
I could hear that too.
So when George mentions that ghosts can't spell right, it brought up when Vince was talking, Vince Wilson we had on a couple weeks back, and he said that when you dream, you can't see words, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in my dreams now, when I wake up, I remember that I was looking at a receipt, I was looking at something, but I can never see those words. That blew my mind. I never thought of it. I didn't know that you can't see words in dreams until he told us that. And I was like, holy crap. you know, and now I'm watching it in my dreams where I can't see the words.
I'm trying to remember if I ever have seen words or writing or anything. I've seen numbers, because the reason I remember that is because I had a dream not too long ago about a deck of playing cards, like, you know,
Well, is
bicycle playing cards.
Yeah. Isn't death like being in dream state, right? Well, we don't know, but if they can't spell, that kind of gives us a little indication that it could be like a dream-like state where they're at.
That's true. This is not a dream.
This is not a dream, exactly.
Now, do you ask Mary to allow Mary to work the board only? I mean, how was that done?
Well, there are a few theories behind it. One of the theories is that, yeah, we are actually communicating with Mary. Most of the cultures in the world believe that you're actually communicating with an elemental or an in-between entity that's actually checking the Akashic records, or perhaps even speaking to the dead person themselves. Some cultures believe that the elementals there are just many of them. You can communicate to any of them. Some believe that there's one elemental assigned to every Ouija board. Some people believe that there's one soul, a human soul assigned to each Ouija board that happened to be the person dying when the Ouija board was actually being manufactured, and that person is the person you're talking to. But interesting, most of the world's cultures believe that you are speaking to an elemental. If you're speaking to somebody who you ask the question, the elemental goes off and checks the Akashic records, which is like a record of everything that's ever happened to everybody that's ever been alive. They check the records and then they come back and they answer through the board.
Like a librarian.
Yeah. So, but again, this is all just, this is theory. Yeah, it's cultures that, I mean, as far as like how old these ideas are cultures that at the time, I mean, Columbus hadn't discovered America yet, so it's like, I mean, we're talking these cultures that communicate with each other, but they all pretty much had the same stories as to how this worked. So I'm a pretty big believer in if a bunch of people all over the world came up with the same idea and they just have an opportunity to talk to each other, that there's some kind of truth to it. At least that's been my experience with like the witchcraft. The most consistent recipes around the world, they are the real ones because they work. There's certain variations depending on what you can get in different parts of the world. But aside from that, the recipes are usually pretty identical.
Did you hear that all right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Because I holding it up to my speaker and I had my headset still on. So many things, so many working pieces. So that was George about the Ouija board. And one of the things that he always said is that they're playing off the board. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And I believe one of the things that we captured on one of the ghost boxes or something like that, we heard, or an ovilus, I believe it was, where it said off of the board.
And he said they were playing off the board.
Right, so I'll play that clip. Let me switch over here.
There, I heard that.
Yeah. And that was that night. So thoughts on those?
So I want to, I do want to give a thought on what he originally said with, the ordination. Is that what he called it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that was so it all ties together to all of our time with the board, not just at the Stratford, but if I'm hearing you correctly, that was at the Stratford, and that was, 2011-ish.
Yeah.
Okay. And he was talking about that. Well, a lot of the stuff with the ordination or the numbers when it when it goes up or counts down, and he's saying these are some rules to keep in mind. That's now one of the, again, pop culture, culturalization, Hollywood, wherever you want to call it. That's now one of the things that they say is a key sign of Zozo, is the ordination or the counting up and the counting down. And in 2011, we didn't really, didn't really utilize it because I wasn't really part of your guys' group till maybe a little bit later because I wasn't with you at that point in time. But we
you
did
were,
encounter
weren't
that. What's that?
You were there, right?
I don't know that I was there with you. I was at the Stratford, but I don't know that I was there with you guys specifically
Gotcha.
as Ghost Head Soup.
Gotcha.
Right? I think I was there back when with Willie as the Illinois Ghost Hunters, you know, or just kind of hanging out. I don't know. I was a rogue. I've always been a rogue. I've never really been with anybody when it came
Oh,
to.
here we go.
So, here we go. Right. No, but I think the reason I was bringing that up though is because you know it's interesting to see all that tie back together.
Here's Nick.
Yeah. Here's Nick wanding his hand, walking around. Right. That's great. But no, that's the reason I was bringing it up. It reminded me of the Ouija board back at the lab then, and as it would count and go into ordination, divination, counting up. It can also do it with the letters too if it goes and starts just doing succession of the letters forward or backwards.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that was something I want to share. I know I'm going to skip over a couple of things. So you mentioned the autism. So I met somebody that is 27 years old, has autism, and experienced some of the things that was familiar with the hunter ghosts.
Oh, yeah.
And so pretty much what I examined with Hunter and other haunted locations, I asked him questions and he said yes to. One of the things he did, he also said that he could do something, which kind of surprised me. But he says, he's been exposed to something all his life. He can see and talk to ghosts. Of course, they put him on medicine, and that kind of takes some of the stuff away. But one of the things that I asked him, I said, did you have glow-in-the-dark objects as a kid? And he asked his dad, he goes, did I have the glow-in-the-dark stars in my room? And his dad says, yeah. I'm like, okay, so with Hunter and two other kids that we investigated, that was one of the common things is those glow-in-the-dark things. Now, I'm going to pause that because I'm going to do something in another show that ties the research into the glow-in-the-dark stuff. So that's for a later episode.
Okay.
But I just validated, with this kid that I didn't even have to see the room. He didn't know why I was asking. He just validated that was something there. So autism, glow-in-the-dark stuff in his room, hearing ghosts, same thing as Hunter would say. But one of the things is that he said is that he learned to shoo them away.
Oh, okay.
Like if they were over him, he can shoo them away and just go, bye-bye. I don't want you here anymore. And I thought that was pretty significant to something like that, because that's, I know we kind of do that in a sense but we don't know he probably sees it where we don't see it. But if we walk into the room, they're probably saying, oh, this guy again. I'm out of here, So, I thought that was interesting. And I'm thinking that some of those elements could potentially make a kid psychic, turn into a psychic later on. And that's something that, we don't have to discuss now because it's late, but it might be something that going forward, we can keep that into the line of questioning for.
Absolutely. That's a great thing to keep in our back pocket for going forward. I agree.
Oh no.
Oh
no.
Is it time?
Oh no, I'm summoning. Oh, special guest of ours. Got the magic clock here. Can you hear me, oh ghost spirits of...
I think she can.
Oh, there she is. It's our old friend, Empress Mundae. Hey.
What do you mean by old?
Yeah.
Meaning
long time.
For a few weeks, yes.
Long time.
Long time friend.
I mean, not new, opposed to not young. I didn't say
Not
that.
new, not new, friend.
But thanks for coming through my magic clock.
I'm happy to. Where am I?
How did I get
I
here?
I was supposed to be at a meet and greet. I don't know.
Laura says, "Yay!"
What's going on, guys? Thank you for summoning me.
Well,
Oh,
I was busy researching this show last night, and I came across some things that I said, this would be fun if Victoria joined us in our secret garden, so to speak.
Okay, what's going on?
Just getting your opinion on some stuff. So, speaking of clock,
Okay. True, false. Not on the first date, and with one foot on the ground.
in that order.
Well,
Nope.
I reversed the question, so now now this is like a crazy Mad Lib game.
Okay.
So I was talking to one of my Moose members, and he sent me a story about. That's right.
I know moose jokes, you know.
There you go.
What sound does a moose make?
Hold on a second.
That's the sound. Whatever sound Dean is making is this.
Well, I don't know.
Right? We will never know. Where'd he go? Oh, he's there.
Wait, did we get this worked out last time?
There you go. Yeah.
All right. So he told me the story, and I'd like to get your opinion on it, and then I'll also go into some random clock stories or something like that, and then some folklore that I figured you'd have some chiming in on. So this is,
Okay.
if Leroy's watching, this is his story, and it's called The Grandfather Clock. So this was based in 2014. So when he writes it, it's based off in the year 2014. So 20 years ago today at 8:17 a.m., November 12th, 1994, my mom passed away from a massive heart attack at 66, which forever changed him, of course. His mom's birthday is October 5th. And a year before she passed, she was working for this telephone company in Phoenix, Arizona. She's been there for about 10 years and was looking forward to retirement on her 65th birthday, in 1993. So as you can see, the company made some change and was moving to Denver. So should she retire early, she was thinking. So she had one more year to go, I guess. The son felt that she should retire. The dad agreed, but basically the ultimate choice was hers, and she decided to stay on for another year. So her new retirement date would have been December 31st, 1994. So as I said earlier, she passed, or 20 years ago today, November 12th, 1994 at 8:17, she died. So she didn't make her retirement by 6 weeks.
Well, she retired just in a different way.
That's right. October 5th, the company gave her a brochure to select a gift. You know those gifts that you can order stuff out of. Trinkets, jewelries, watches, whatever. Well, one happened to be a grandfather clock. She told her husband about the clock. They always wanted one. He's like, no, you got to get something that you want. You worked all those years. You got to get something that you should have for yourself. So there wasn't greed. They wanted to make sure that she got something for herself. She said, okay. She never brought it up again. So that dreadful morning on 11/12/1994 at 8:17 a.m., their worst fear turned into a harsh reality. Mom would never retire. In that sense, Nick.
Okay.
It was a Saturday morning, and she worked the day before. Months later in February, there was a knock on the door. 2 guys from UPS show up, says, we have a delivery for your mom. They were like, she's been dead since November. So they're like, well, you might as well just accept the package. I mean, there's nothing that they could do about it. So the 2 guys wheeled a box up to the door, and they realized it was a grandfather clock.
Aw.
So when they were unpacking the clock, their faces froze in disbelief because the time left frozen on the clock was exactly 8:17. The time that she died.
That's awesome.
Time that she died. They agreed that they couldn't. They agreed that they would not set the clock. They would put it up, but they would never, ever set the time. They would leave it the way it was, to symbolize her being a wonderful wife and mother. And it stood in their house the whole time. And it actually stood, he said that it stood in the spot where the paramedics were frantically working on saving her life.
Oh.
And he said 20 years later, the clock still sits at 8:17.
Still there.
Wow.
Still there.
That's fantastic.
So that was his story. Oh, pretty cool. So I mean, pretty cool as far as the paranormal side of it, but not losing your mom at 66.
Right.
That's awfully
That's young.
Yeah.
So there are other articles out there that each time a relatives die, the clock stops. Grandmother's clock stopped at her time of death. So, I mean, this doesn't sound like it's
Coincidental,
uncommon.
right?
Yeah.
No, it happens a lot.
So you've ran across this before?
Oh yeah. Or in our family, well, we're all photographers. A picture will fall over or something. You're like,
Oh, that's sweet.
I better go call, whoever it is in the picture. Are you okay? I hate to tell you, but at 8:17, from a display standpoint, that's the way most clocks are. It's photographically because the clocks are, the hands are down, so you can see most of the face of the clock. So, but
She died right at 8:17, the perfect time then. So on the opposite side.
Yeah.
That's a good point, though, about the hands, though, from...
Yeah, because at Sam Houston, because I went to school at Sam Houston State University, and the room he died in, they stopped the clock, and it's at 8:17, and it's not really his time of death. It's just that's the best way you can show.
So she got lucky that she. I mean, how do you put that? I mean, coincidentally, she died at 8:17, and that was the time that the actual clock was set at. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
That's cool that the clock arrived. I was thinking all the things that could be arriving. So,
Right. Well, from a standpoint of the angel numbers, 817 too. So 817 is a message of congratulations from your angels, and it also is it encourages you to celebrate your life through expressing gratitude. So,
very true.
Yeah, cool.
And they do see her. They do see her ghosts in that house when they were still living there. Like if family members would come over, they would see her in the mirror, brushing her hair or something like that. So there was some residual energy there.
Does she ever wind the clock? Try and get the clock going,
Set it to a different time.
Right? Can you imagine in a world where she gets it set back and then she's comes back for 20 minutes?
I guess.
Oopsie.
Right.
Like Back to the Future, is that what you're saying?
Right. She's like, oh, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to be here.
You set it to 7:53 or something, and then she's back for 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
So yeah, that's pretty wild. I didn't know about the 817, and if he's watching now, he learned it. If not, I'll fill him in on that. That's quite an interesting thing to know. And those little things you don't even know,
Because there are hardly any analog clocks anymore. Everything's digital.
So what time does this say? No.
Yeah. Right.
See, I knew there was a reason I had to have you on the show to clarify that.
That is true. So most of today's youth probably wouldn't even be able to read that clock you just had up, Dean.
Tick-tock teaching clock.
I think I had that. we had like some really old toys at my grandma's house, and when we'd go out there, we'd have like toys from the 50s we were playing with.
It's not a speak and say, but
No, we had the Slinky dog, and I don't know, the Fisher Price little clock with it was a phone with the little bubbly eyes, and you'd pull the phone, and its eyes would go.
wasn't it Mr. Potato Head? Or remember the goop, and the goop would come out of the eyes.
Oh yeah, those are cool.
The speaking of clocks, the craziest thing that I ever saw with a clock or experienced with a clock, and I don't know how this worked. Maybe I'll have to ask Vince if we have him back on here, but I was probably 15, 16 years old, and this magician, he was on TV, and I forget who the magician was, but he said, he said for all the people at home to grab a clock that wasn't working, or a watch that wasn't working rather, and hold it in your hands, right? And you just wanted to hold it in your hands and then hold it up to the TV. And I remember vividly doing this as a kid, grabbing this and holding it up to the TV. And he said something or held it there for a while. And then by the time you pulled your hands back and he said, look at the clock, the hands were working again and going back around. So then the second hand was moving and things were moving. I don't know how the hell he did it. Blew my mind. There's probably something to do with, the energy from the TV or, static or something that made something work again. But that's the clock.
Victoria knows the answer.
Right?
No, I was going to say, I just got watches, so let me know,
Yeah, I'm going to have to ask Vince.
One was an old Fossil watch my husband had, and it had color bars on it that would light up, and because we did the TV thing. It hasn't worked in 20 years. So.
How about if I put an empty wallet up to the TV and you can fill my wallet up?
To hold it, No, usually the money just goes straight up.
Right.
Money that's not marked.
Right. Mine usually has an expiration date, if that counts.
Yeah, what's money?
Yeah, what's money?
We barter. I live on the barter system.
Foolish stuff that we leave behind when we leave. So as I was looking at these clock things, I did come across other folklore that's mentioned.
Ooh.
About the time of day, usually at midnight. So get ready with your animal sounds, everyone, because that seems to be our thing now. If the cows are lowing at midnight, a death is near.
Ooh. Wait. No, the cows have already gone home.
If the cows are lowing at midnight, a death is near.
Okay.
Is that the true sound of what a cow makes? A low?
Lowing?
I don't know.
Sounds.
What is it? How exactly
does the cow do?
Low? The cow moves. I mean, it doesn't low. I don't know what. How does a cow low?
No. I don't know.
How low can you go? I don't know. It's a.
The old saying, "I'm going to party till the cows come home." Well, they're home before dark. They're out there in the fields. Nick, you know this.
Yes.
Maybe not all of them.
The party animals, right?
If you have clothes on the line on New Year's Eve, they can blow death into the house.
Who can blow death in the house?
If you
The
have
clothes.
clothes on the line on New Year's Eve, they can blow death into the house.
Where are you hearing this from?
Yeah.
From the website that I got it. And I remember
First of all, who dries their clothes outside anymore?
I have a picture on somewhere. Remember in Sycamore, they had their clothes drying outside and it was snow on the ground.
My ma does still dry clothes outside on the line. I can say that.
Okay.
Nobody's ever died in the house, though. Well, actually, they may.
well-
That explains a lot there, Nick.
All right. Hey, I don't live with my mom still. That's.
Wait, isn't there a football term you get clotheslined or something like that?
That's in wrestling. I know that you can get clothesline.
Oh, wrestling. Okay. It's sports. I don't know. Well, okay, if they're doing it on New Year's Eve, maybe they've had a little too little and they don't see the clothesline. Ow, I'm dead.
Yeah.
That's,
And here's another one. If a rooster crows at midnight, a death is near. So kind of the same.
okay, I've heard that one.
Cows and roosters.
Listen.
So a cow lowing and a rooster crowing Shut the fuck up. I'm yelling, raising my farmhouse window. Shut up! There'll be no diet tonight.
Well, technically, if it's at midnight, 1 minute after, it's going to be morning. So,
Well, it says that death is happening. You know, I'm thinking if there's a cow lowing and a rooster crowing, that farmer's killing them.
If a cow lows and a rooster crows and nobody's around to hear it, does it really happen?
oh, that's like if a mime falls in a forest, does it make a noise?
That's deep, Nick.
Yeah.
That is deep. You know what? So I wanted to know the mystery of a cow lowing because I've never heard of such a thing, right? I've heard of cows mooing, but not lowing.
Did you look
so
it up? Did you look
I
it
did
up?
look it up. Here's the Google machine tells me when mama cows are separated from their calves, they make a louder, high pitch call. When the calves are close, then the pitch gets lowered so they know that they can alert the calves that they are closer. So when they low, they go from a high-pitched moo to a lower-pitched moo. I still don't know what the hell that means, but
Okay, I've heard that. I didn't know this is what it was. It's usually right before the calves are taken off to market.
okay. That is when
know,
when they're separated, when they wean them away from each other. That would make sense.
All this time, I thought the little piggy that went to the market, I thought he was just shopping.
No.
He weed all the way home. Wee!
It's like that commercial.
Oh yeah, little pinwheel.
Wasn't it Geico or something?
Yeah.
Right.
So
If you kill a rabbit at midnight in a graveyard, you can carry its foot for good luck.
That's where it came
you
from.
just
Huh?
carry the whole rabbit. Come on, buddy.
Well, this leads credence to my dad's statement that nothing good ever happens after midnight. So
Oh,
he used to say that all the time, like, come home early, nothing good ever happens after midnight. Now I know why. Fuck. You don't want to be out here roosters, cows, cats, rabbits.
bunnies.
Right.
Now we had an extra 2-hour leeway because nothing good ever happens at 2 a.m.
That must have been the difference between like Eastern time and Central time. Like,
Well,
There's
we're
no other.
warmer.
There's only Texas time. Remember?
Yeah.
There's only Christmas time. All that matters. Yeah.
right.
It's a big state.
That's true.
We have 2 time zones. I think maybe 3. I'm not sure. I
And
think we have 3. I think we have 3 time zones.
there's 4.
Okay. 4.
Eastern.
No,
No.
not all of them in Texas.
Oh, in Texas,
Yeah. We
there's
have,
only one. Yeah, it's
there's
Texas
2
time.
at least. But true. Texas time, Mountain time, and I think there's
Victoria's time.
yes. Whatever time that is.
5 o'clock somewhere, right? That's
It's 5 past Victoria time.
Victoria's up at midnight usually. So. Not mooing or cooing or crowing.
just killing rabbits, right? That's
So at
Like, where are my
midnight,
clothes? I'm still
Yeah.
unboxing stuff. Yeah.
yeah. But did you put your overalls on? You say you're going to wear overalls. Or
Oh, no.
coveralls. Coveralls.
Well,
Yeah.
coveralls.
Aren't they
No,
the
I
same
have
thing? Coveralls.
No,
Overalls?
coveralls would be like when you're painting. So you just like. No, I have a lot of overalls, jumpsuits.
yeah. Think about it. Coverall covers everything. It covers all. An
Covers
overall goes
all.
over everything.
Yes.
Did you Google that, Nick?
No. I just
Did you
Logic,
just Google
it's
that?
logic.
I just had an epiphany like here, like it's like
If you
This
have
is
an
how it works.
epiphany at midnight.
or 8:55 Texas time.
At midnight, an old Christmas Eve, all the barnyard animals kneel down.
Oh. I don't
That
think
sounds
so.
made up.
Yeah, that sounds kind of like 3 wise men.
There's nothing made up on the internet.
It's the internet. They don't make shit up. What?
Al Gore did it right when he invented the internet. You know, he didn't lie about
There
anything.
was no flaws, right? He's a politician. He wouldn't lie,
No, global warming is real.
right?
I thought that was Abraham Lincoln that did that.
Invented the
Water-
internet. Jinx.
Well, he was too busy killing vampires. I mean,
Yeah.
I love that movie.
that's a movie.
Water turns
Yeah, what movie? Abraham Lincoln Invents the Internet? That's a great movie.
the Lincoln Vampire Slayer.
Oh,
Abraham Lincoln, the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah. I follow you now.
Oh yeah.
Previously a book. Yeah.
Google it.
Google it. He says.
Google it.
The Google machine.
Oh,
Water-
I'm an empress now. Oh, thank you. I didn't see that.
Did you change that, or I didn't even notice?
Yeah, I changed it before she even came in and sat down.
What was her name
Well,
before?
It was just standard Victoria
Victoria.
before. I just had to change it.
There's nothing standard about Victoria. Let me tell you that. No.
Before I go to the other ones here, so the tell us, Nick, because you weren't here last week, what happened when you went for a job interview? High priest.
Oh, yeah.
Who are you talking about?
She's talking. He's talking to me. So yeah. So
Okay.
we change our names on this thing all the time, right? Well,
Oh no.
I was going through job interviews because I'm going through the search, and so one of the people, ironically, was doing an interview through StreamYard, this platform here, and so it was an online interview. I come in, I'm ready. I had my clothes looking good, hair done, and everything, and I come in, and the lady on the other end is just laughing her ass off, and I'm like, why? I hate my job. I'm like, why is this lady laughing? And she's like, why does your name say High Priest? And I'm like, I almost like turned white, and I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, well, because I do podcasts and we change our names and everything. I'm like, I didn't think about that. She said, no. She said that was a highlight to my day. She's like, all of a sudden, I click you to enter the room. It says High Priest is entering the room. And I thought, what the hell is going on? So mind you, I go through this entire interview. Actually, that's the job I ended up taking, Dean. That's the job I have now. So
Right now, so when you go back
came out on the great foot. It was a sales job, and she was like, no, this is perfect. She's like, everybody else just comes in here is all mundane and everything. She's
So
like,
you
you come in,
waited-
it says High Priest on here. I'm like, sorry,
so
lady.
you already hate your job.
That's the
That's what you
secret.
changed.
No.
Right.
He's gonna
Yep.
change it now.
No, I'll leave it.
It's for
Best
the
job
next
in the
interview.
world.
I want a raise.
Right.
I only work 4 days a week. Just kidding.
Yeah, that's all I want to do. But no, it was just interesting because she was like, thank you for that, because it was just such a breath of fresh air. I was like, yeah, thanks for that. But I'm having a heart attack thinking, why the hell did I leave this thing on as the High Priest?
It's funny. A man called me because, I interviewed for jobs for a long time. And I interviewed for a job in February. He calls me yesterday to see if I'm still interested.
Really?
Thank you. But he got my voicemail and he left a voicemail saying, that was the funniest thing I've ever heard. I'm thinking, well, I don't have anything funny on my voicemail. It's just, please leave me a message. I can't find my phone. Nothing funny.
Right.
You can change people's names at any time. That's great.
Wait a minute.
Dorcas.
I actually knew somebody named Dorcas. Okay,
That's a real name.
It is. I think she spells it with a C. D-O-R-C. Okay. When I was talking to you guys last time and we got off on this farm animal tangent,
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the best one, the duck. No. The duck call. You never heard my duck call.
No.
Oh, hey, Duck Dynasty at its best here.
Do you want to hear the duck call?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Now, is this a mallard? Is this a wood duck? Is it give us a little
I gotta
StreamYard?
play the StreamYard here.
Oh, it's a StreamYard duck. Okay. So there's nothing in my hands, right? Okay, here's a duck call. Hello, duck.
Oh God.
No. Wait a minute. That's why I don't have TV.
This is why you don't drink the water in Texas.
This is great. That's great.
Never drink the water. So I would use that a lot when I would lose my voice, because I always seem to lose my voice. And you have to be on the headset all the time. So
That,
yeah. They're like, oh, Master Control's calling.
everybody had to be well versed in duck.
Well,
I did it one time and my supervisor came in like this. It's like, no.
Homer Fudd.
No.
That
In the
is
cemetery
great.
at midnight.
Speaking
Yeah.
of, a rooster crowing at midnight also means bad weather's coming.
Okay, so if the rooster is on the roof and he lays an egg, does the egg roll to the
Can't
left?
catch me on this one. I know the answer.
Or
Yeah.
does it roll to the right?
Is the roof flat?
No, the roof is pointed. He's at the top. He lays the egg. Does it go to
Oh
the
my
left or
God,
does
Nick,
it go to the right?
He's at the
You're-
top. He lays the egg. Is it after
There's
midnight?
no wind. Yes, it's at midnight. No wind. Does
You're
the egg
living
roll
up
to
to
the
your
left,
new name here.
or does it roll to the right?
I don't think it rolls at all because roosters are men.
Oh, I can
Roosters
say
are
something
roosters.
there.
Yeah, they're roosters.
Okay.
They're men. They don't lay eggs.
Okay.
If, for ruining the whole party, Nick.
Yeah.
Wow. She told a joke and you can't even.
I stammered through it.
Oh, so now
Peter.
he's rooster.
Who did that?
Okay, I have a cousin named Rooster. No, an ex-cousin named Rooster.
Here comes
was the sheriff.
rooster.
All right. At any rate,
And there's also water turns to blood at midnight on Old Christmas Eve.
how did this all come at midnight? Like,
Who's
didn't
up
they
at
have
this
any
hour?
things that happened at
I
2
think it's
a.m. or
under.
3 a.m.?
Check out since you're Googled, blindpigandthecorn.com.
Is that seriously the name of the website?
Here, let me see if I can.
Because I'm going to trust a website named Blind Pig in the Corn. Isn't that?
Hold on there, kids. I think that's the one. Yeah. Hold on there, kids.
You know, it's almost corn maze time, which is my favorite time of the year.
There's a sunflower maze going on over here.
Oh, really? Ooh.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, I tried to do a corn maze when it was a new moon. It's dark out there. You can't see shit. I'm sorry. You know, you're like, where are you? Okay.
The acorn. Now, that's a big difference between Blind Pig and the Corn.
So a clock will stop. A clock will stop at the hour if the owner dies. Click here for many favorite, and then my life is over. When someone dies, all the clocks in a home must stop to prevent other death from happening.
No. Okay, you know the real reason they did that is because there was no coroner or anything, and they would go around stopping the clocks at the time of death, so they knew the time when.
So they could call time
person-
of death.
Yeah, that's why the clocks
Okay.
were stopped.
Oh, interesting. If a clock stops, someone will soon die.
Well,
Because
I'm
they're
screwed
gonna
because I got 2 watches that aren't working.
It's because they're outside trying to plug it back in the wet rain, and they're going to die from electricity.
Oh no.
Something like that. So here's the bottom stuff. Here's the other stuff down here. Then there's the folklore that mentions a certain time of day. See a rooster crowing at midnight. See? There you go.
While you're there,
Oh, wait,
What's-
it's Tipper Gore.
right? What's the difference? What's the difference between Christmas Eve and Old Christmas Eve?
What is it, Mr. Google?
Matt Empress says she knows.
Christmas Eve is probably December 24th, and Old Christmas Eve is probably the solstice. That's where I'm going.
I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm gonna see what.
Or it's German, like OLDE.
Let's see.
Ye
Old
old.
Christmas Eve. Ye old Christmas Eve. That's a great question, though. I really don't know.
And here's Santa Claus right here.
January 5th Many called January 5th Old Christmas Day, and January 4th would have been Old Christmas Eve. I don't know the difference. Why? And new is December 25th and December 24th, obviously. Learn something
Okay, now
new
we have
every
to-
day.
I'm gonna have to look into this now. Okay.
Right. That makes sense as to why I'd never seen on Christmas Eve, I'd never seen the animals kneeling, but Christ, I never really paid a lot of attention to them on January 4th. They might have all been fucking kneeling on January 4th. I just never knew.
Well, now we're gonna have to watch.
Mhm.
Did you happen to say you use Christ in that? You actually said Christ.
Oh, yeah.
There's a special place in hell for you.
Probably.
I
There's a
am
special
personally-
place in hell for you. I learned how to turn and look at. Just see now Nick's all confused. What do I do?
That's a
I have a timeshare in hell. It's really pretty. It's up on the cliffs of despair. It overlooks the river Styx. You know, it's because I've been up and down those streets of hell so many times. I go, Vic, just get a house. You know, it's not like a roundabout. You never can get off.
well, if it's a timeshare, we can all come check it out. Well,
Yeah. It's lovely.
Houseboat.
it's actually weather is better at that timeshare now than in Texas, from what I understand.
Yeah, my God.
Might be cooler in hell. That's
It is. I've spent a lot of time in hell, and it's got some nice weather. It's not too humid, you know.
right. Spent a lot of time in hell. Well, you were married, so I do believe you, actually.
Yeah.
Just to make sure.
Right.
So what's new? What's new in Texas? Since we have you on here, what's going on in your paranormal world out there?
I haven't left the house. It's over 100 every day. I seriously went
Melting.
shopping. Or I was going to go shopping, and I opened the door, and I was like, it's 107. I closed the door and got online, got Amazon. It was all here the next day. See, I think the wildfire is almost out, so that's good. There was a huge wildfire not too far from here. And it's hot. It hasn't rained in 60 days. So that's about
Wow.
it. Yeah.
You got the opposite of the Noah flood going.
Yeah, bring some water, please.
Well, it's all
No,
gonna be over.
nothing's-
The asteroid's gonna hit us and all this other stuff.
That's true. Yeah. No, but there's a lot of paranormal investigations coming up soon that, you know, it kind of comes with Halloween. They're everywhere. So I'll be going down to Old Park Hotel soon. And, the big weekend in Jefferson I told you guys about. You'll have to come.
Mhm.
We're going to get a golf cart. We're going to be driving around. It's going to be fun.
Remember
it.
the time we had Sam Hain up at the schoolhouse, Nick, and we had the golf cart there, and Joe lit this huge thing of sage that he got off the res. He's just going down there with the golf cart with sage burning down the street. It's like mosquito spray.
Saging the whole damn neighborhood. Right. That's great.
And George is like, so you're defeating the purpose of what we're trying to do with Sam Hain. You're trying to call the spirits here. You're pushing them away.
Right, he's just saging everything like it's the purge.
And he's just driving down the street. Woo! This big smokestack coming behind him.
See, you were calling it Sam Hain. I was thinking, is that the guy from Outlander? It's like, no, it's
Am I
it's
missing-
Samhain.
Yeah, you're mispronouncing it.
Sam Hain's like a stripper or something. You know, it's Samhain.
Right. Yeah, it's written Sam Hain, but it is produced Samhain. That is correct.
Every person that I heard say it says it like that. So, I just assumed,
Now,
This
see,
is
and that's even Hollywood, like the Halloween movies, like the actual like Mike Myers Halloween movies, like
Or was it Corey Haim? Maybe that's what I was
Corey Haim? That could be.
Same thing.
Hey, it's the two Corys.
Was it Corey Haim? How's it pronounced, Sam? What?
Haim.
What?
No, the real way. The real way.
To pronounce Halloween, it's Samhain, like a pig's ear.
Samhain.
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 Like I'm gonna have some Samhain grapes. You know. Oh yeah, we got a grape stomp coming up soon too. I might stomp some grapes. I don't know.
The grape stomp. I
Yeah,
don't think I would drink that, to be honest with you.
I think they wash it. I mean, your feet, they get washed.
Your feet are cleaner than your hands.
Not
How
mine.
do
I
you
don't-
know?
My hands are very clean.
Sam
No, I
Hain
don't wear
told me.
shoes.
Sam Hain told me.
Is that stripper, the paranormal stripper?
I think he's brother to Corey.
Oh, Sam Hewen. That's who I'm thinking of.
Sam Hewen.
He's an Outlander, right? Wait, I don't know. Anyway,
That's all I know. Right.
y'all guys need to come down like the week of Samhain. Come down to Jefferson because they open up the town. It's called History, Haunts, and Legends, and you do like 6 or 7 different investigations. Instead of walking around the town, I found out you can rent a golf cart, so I'm going to deck it out. Beep, beep, beep. Driving
If
it
that-
around.
Oh, she
And
does
that,
Roadrunner too.
Yeah.
What are the dates for that again?
Okay.
Wait, I want to hear Roadrunner
November 4th and 5th, I believe.
Okay, so it's
It's
it'd be
the
the weekend coming up following actual.
Samhain.
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 Yeah. And it's also, Jefferson is also the epicenter of Bigfoot sightings. So, who knows?
Jack Osborne's all over Bigfoot right now.
Is he?
I just
What
saw
are-
he's coming up on my news feed.
I don't know if I asked this before, but I still need to know: is the plural of Bigfoot Bigfoots or Big Feet?
Samhain.
Big footy, like cacti.
Cacti.
Yeah. Whoa.
If you kill a Bigfoot at midnight in a graveyard, you can carry his foot for good luck or a freaking weapon.
You can carry his foot. That weighs 50 pounds.
Jeez.
Speaking of Jack Osborne all over Bigfoot, Jack and these three, these three Diane, these 3 gentlemen have a TV show where they review other people's evidence. Well, one of the things that somebody brought in was a cast. Like you can cast out Bigfoot's foot or whatever. This person claimed
There's only one. There's always 1 foot, like he's hopping around.
this person. This
Bigfoot
gets
has-
even better, Dean. They cast Bigfoot's ass. So they said Bigfoot sat down and they had a plaster cast of Bigfoot's ass. And they brought it in on the show and they were like, they got very scientific on it, but yeah, they were like, well, it's actually a female Bigfoot just based upon the way, but you could see the center of it had the little star, I'll put it, and it was an interesting little foot. A little foot here says, but yeah, Bigfoot, big feet. I'm Samhain.
Samhain.
We're ready. All right.
Oh.
That's
Well,
all right.
geez. Now I'm going to have to go Bigfooty hunting. Big feet hunting?
Big feet hunting. Big
Well,
feeding.
There you go, big feet hunting.
Well, you know what they say about Bigfoot? No, he wears big shoes. No, that's another
No,
joke.
he hops.
Right.
Well, or his stride is just so large you can't find the other foot.
If you got this grape thing coming up and you find Bigfoot, boom, it's a one and done. It's a one and done.
Hey,
Okay.
So again, thanks for joining us.
Go away.
It was nice knowing you.
I got right.
Thanks.
Do I get a chance to at least give a little foot closing on my end? Christ, I worked all week for this.
It's funny.
I just wanted, go ahead.
Oh no, I used to work with a guy named Jesus, and we would always toss him bottles of water and go, "Hey, catch!"
Jesus, take catch.
Yeah, it's like, can you do something with this? Never mind.
All right, before you end the show, I love Victoria.
I love you more.
You rock.
You know, we're actually Facebook friends. Yeah, we've just never talked.
Emily from Aurora is watching. Emily Buell. I'm pronouncing probably her name wrong too.
It's Bulle.
Yeah. Nino's watching. So those are
Laura
the ones
was watching.
But some of the people we got coming up on the show, we got Sylvia Schultz. Got her coming in.
All right.
In August, we got Nick Koutsoulis.
I think it's Koutsoulis.
Koutsoulis. I know it's Koutsoulis. And he's got soul in his name, too, by the way. Jeff Mudgett from, what's the movie? American Ripper? TV show American Ripper?
Is that scary?
I think that's H.H. Holmes's great grandson or something along those lines.
Like
He's a relative of H.H. Holmes.
We got a local guy here, Mike Arians, at the Haunted Roadhouse. That's going to be cool. Going to be back there. Did a lot of hunts there. And then we'll touch some of the shows too. I'll touch into our investigation at the Monroe House in Hartford City, Aurora, Illinois. Emily, I'll be talking about some crazy stuff that happened in Aurora. And then, of course, the old Alden Schoolhouse. Be talking about Alden, where I used to live.
That was a
where
great
I got this
time.
lovely cough from. And also, Laura and I's Bell Witch adventure.
See, y'all get to go have fun. I just work.
We're pickers, man.
So what are you picking?
Paranormal picks.
And we're picking paranormal.
Okay.
And some other. We got some other.
Here's a
guests
list.
coming
We're
up.
looking for ghosts, spooks, specters, orbs,
Chupacabras.
chupacabras, big feet,
Or Bigfoots.
or little feet. Yeah, or Bigfoots. Anything in between. We'll
Hold on. We're pretty cool too.
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Let's just take a moment here.
hey, I do also
I'll
want to
just leave
mention.
that up.
Yeah, we'll just close with that. I do also want to mention that we are changing the date of the days of the show rather to Wednesdays versus the Tuesdays or Thursday that it was before due to work schedules and abundance. I got the abundance you were mentioning before.
Oh, yay. Because I don't remember what I told you.
That's okay. It worked. You don't have to remember. And yeah.
Good for you.
The Emperor. Yeah.
And, wait, Dean. Wait, how's this work? Dean. I remember what I told you, though. Oh, sorry.
What happened?
Who's the woman? You had a woman.
Who's the woman, Dean?
Yeah.
I had a woman. What?
You had a woman.
Mm-hmm. I remember you had a woman show up in your reading.
Oh.
Yeah. You'll be.
It was so 2 weeks ago.
Well, I don't know. My aunt passed away. I don't know if that had anything to do
Oh,
with
I'm
it.
sorry. No, because you were
So
supposed
I'm going
to.
to go. Yep, going to head down the St. Louis area for the memorial, and then I'm going to stop and see my brother's grave and visit his widow, so to speak. They were never married, but his girlfriend of 19 years. So she moved down there. So
That's the wrong kind of woman. This was like a romantic thing. Yeah.
Going to bring her Spotted Cow. It's a beer that you can only find in Wisconsin. So she knew I was coming down. She's like, bring Spotted Cow. Or she likes to call it freckled bovine.
What if you drink Spotted Cow at midnight? What is that?
In a graveyard.
In Wisconsin, you better not have Illinois plates. Get out of Dodge. Oh my God! Just listening to the stories about people in Wisconsin, they don't like Illinois plates up there.
Why is that?
They call us fibs. They call us fibs, which is an acronym for fucking Illinois bastards. So they're not a fan of us down here.
Oh, see, I don't know what our sister states, because it takes so long to get out of the state. I don't know,
Well,
I don't
you
know
said
what
it
they
was
think.
yeah, Texas was a country at one time.
Yeah, it was.
Am I avoiding your question?
Hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
There's
It's okay.
here. There's nothing to hide except that question. No,
okay.
no, no, no,
Yeah.
no.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sewing weddings are always nice. I just want to say that. I
Yeah.
never had one. I never had one, but you know.
Married. What the hell's that?
Married. Yeah. It's
I was
a
married once.
Tax
sanctity.
deductions.
I was
Huh?
married once. I saved the video and watched it backwards. It has a happier ending.
Oh no!
Wow.
Woo! Got pulled. I'm not thinking about it.
Right.
Well, everything comes to be in reverse, right?
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Okay.
I'm actually finding that a lot of my VHS tapes, remember those, are mold. They were because I had stored them at the old school, stored them in this, so they've been not properly stored. So I'm finding that there's mold inside there, so
Oh.
can't play them anymore. So gotta
What if
throw
you
that out.
you held them and then put them up next to a TV?
Yeah, they might work again.
Like the wrist, like the clocks.
Yeah. Like a wristwatch.
It'll
You know
turn
what I
into a
could
laser
do is
disc.
if I have a VHS, if I find a recorder at the flea market or something that I could just waste, maybe just play it and kind of record it onto a DVD or something,
Mhm.
and that way I don't care about the VCR. That might be a thing. I don't know.
I think they make combo ones that aren't too expensive. You can do that.
Why don't? Yeah, I mean, I want to buy it because the mold will ruin the VCR. But I know there's a $6,000 machine that you can buy to
No,
correct
no,
that
no.
that dollar tape.
You just
Give me
take a little
touche,
isopropyl-
Victoria. What's Laura picking up? Laura's picking on me over here.
Mhm. Yep.
What do you keep going there?
I'm not going anywhere.
Touche, Victoria.
Laura, come down and go haunting with me. I mean,
She will.
it'll be fun.
She was supposed to come up yesterday to see Austin Edwards, but she got too sick.
Aw, I'm sorry. Well,
Oh, about
It's
the
hot down
watching
here.
TV.
oh, okay.
That's
be.
what she meant.
You never know. All you gotta do is take a little isopropyl, put it on a Q-tip, and you got the helical scan thing going on. You could just clean the heads. So if you do have any mold on it, always go in the same direction. You clean the heads.
Yeah, there's
Sounds like
things
somebody
that
with
you
some
can do.
experience there.
Yes.
I'll Google it.
I just told you how to clean the heads.
Right.
Don't use a Q-tip. Get the one with a little foamy stuff. And
Well, you're stuck in the house. I'll send you all my tapes.
Right.
funny you
You don't
said-
have anything else going on. Right.
The tapes will wrap before your clothes do.
I'm getting excited. I found a box of clothes. It was winter, sweaters and everything.
Cut
I'm
off
getting
the
closer.
sleeves. Cut off the sleeves. I know Laura, she would buy a t-shirt. First thing she'd do is cut this neck out thing. She would cut the neck out of the t-shirt.
Well, it's because we've all been hung before, back like 330
No
years
comment.
ago.
Wow.
Just saying.
Some
Yeah.
of us. Never mind. I'm gonna keep my mouth
Oh, no, go ahead. Reason why we don't wear anything around our necks.
All right, for the sake of being a family show.
Oh, okay. Well, now I see.
So Nick, you were never hung, right?
Oh, right, I suppose not.
No, that's your name.
Right, never hung. Still am, I guess.
Well, I guess it's better being well hung. I don't know.
Right.
Still be swinging,
I suppose that's I I got too much stuff going on that I can't say. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut again.
I never heard of this folklore. What's this all about?
Well, down in the South, this is
Right. Well, I used to be an executioner, and they told me if you wanted something hung well, call me. Right.
These are random clock stories.
All right. Clock. Oh, I read it wrong. I'm sorry. Gosh, all this time. right. That's why my dad said. He said, wrap your clock after midnight. That's what he said. Oh, shoot. All right. Right. Whew. Whew. All right. On that note, I'm I'm going to call this one on my end, though. It's give you you guys are more than welcome to hang out and keep going back and forth. But I suppose I normally give a last piece.
Let's give Nick his moment.
I know my moment was very simple.
Am I doing it right?
This one was just don't be afraid to suck at something new. That's all I wanted to say. Just don't be afraid to suck at something new. Take that how you will. On that, but at any rate, that's my closing thought.
blindpigandacorn.com. I don't know. That's where all the facts are.
Hey.
Oh, hey. Wow. Oh, hey everyone, it's Dean from Paranormal Pickers. Oh, I got the preview for the next episode. Oh, yeah. Here, take a peek.